Welcome everyone, welcome back to this second part of recording. We are going to use classic mode to use two screens at the same time. So let's start with 2D and 3D view together. So yeah, here we have, you can see on my screen there are three components. On my left it is the white area which is the input. I call it algebra view, and this is the two-dimensional view, and here I have a 3D view. So let me show you how you can get it here. So first of all, you go to geogebra.org and go to app downloads, hit on GeoGebra Classic 6. So if you click start, and then you can see algebra and 2D only. Of course, if you can click on these things, that is gonna pop up, but I'll tell you the smart way of doing two things together. So what you have to do, if you go to this right side, top right corner, you're gonna see the horizontal bars. Click over there and then go to view, and then here you can see algebra, which is already there. Algebra is to enter commands, and then you can see graphic is already there. Now you can add a number 2 graphic or 3D or CAS. So my target is to use 2D and 3D together. So I'm gonna hit 3D. So now you have 2D and 3D view. So when your cursor is on the 2D thing, you're gonna see this area in a different way, the toolbar, I mean to say. When you hit on 3D view, just click your mouse over there, and then you can see the toolbar has changed. So you will see all three-dimensional stuff. But when you are on 2D, you are going to see basic stuff. And this is the algebra to enter any command. So here I want to use, let's say I have a polygon here, and then I'm going to create a 3D shape from it so that I can explain two things together, a 2D view as well and 3D view. So I'm going to create a regular polygon. So let me just use these 2 points, -1 and 1, and then if you hit regular polygon, it is going to ask you number of vertices. So it depends on you how many vertices you want to create a polygon. So I'm going to create a pentagon here. So you can see my pentagon is ready on 2D and 3D. So before you do anything, I suggest please go to the top left and hit this arrow and click on move, because if you don't do it, that existing command will still remain active. So I'm going to show you, you have this 2D, you can move it, and you have a 3D view as well. If you want to hide these points, you can definitely do it. You can just click here and right click, I mean to say, and turn this off. Same thing with D also you can do, and same thing for C you can do, because they are not gonna, you are not allowed to change these points because they were created on its own. So now what my target is to create a 3D shape from it, right? And I have a base, right? But I want to have a height. So for that, because I want to use a dynamic height, I want to change my height. So for that reason, I'm going to use the slider, which is on the second component, second toolbar slider. Click anywhere on the screen and then you will get the number. You can rename it as height and then start from, let's say, 1 or 0, whichever way, maximum 5. Increment you can adjust, otherwise I'm going to just do 0.2 and click OK. You will have a slider here. So this slider we are gonna actually use to create a 3D shape for a particular height. So for that, what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna try to create a prism, a 3D prism, so that you can help your students that how they can actually create or observe. So let me just create here. So I'm on the input box, just click or type prism, PRISM, and you will see three options, polygon endpoint, polygon and height value. I'm going to choose the second option. So my polygon is poly1. As you can see, polygon A, B, and number of vertices 5. So I'm going to type the same name, poly1, and then height. You can enter a number. Look, 2. The pentagonal prism is ready, but I want to change it. So I'm going to use my slider. So I'm going to hit H. So look, so as my height is 2.8, and you can see there is a pentagonal prism. Let's just take a quick look. Look at this. It's a pentagonal prism. And by any chance, for example, you want to change it to 4, right? So just change it. Look, you can do it anytime. You have to change the polygon, right? A, B, 4. If you want to have a 10-sided shape, definitely you can. Look, so we have a polygon of 10 sides. You can have with 6 sides or whichever. Again, if you want to experiment this, you can add a slider here as well. So what you can do, click on the slider and click anywhere on the screen. So my slider name is B, and I'm gonna actually start from 4 to 10. Let's say increment 1 so that it increase by a certain number. Now I'm gonna change poly1 as polygon A, B, 6, and I'm gonna replace 6 with B because B is my slider. Look, so depending on B, I will have my polygon. Oh, I think we just changed the prism. Anyways, no problem. We can create the prism again. So I'm gonna create prism and just click here. Polygon was poly1 and the height was H. Look, so we have it. You can change B and you can create any kind of three-dimensional shape. By chance, if you don't want to focus on this algebra, just minimize it and focus only on the 2D and 3D view. So look, you will have, and moreover, you can also change these points. Look, I'm changing the dimensions of my hexagon. If you think no, that was not the correct position, so you can always change this. So I hope this is going to help you and give you an opportunity to try it out for 2 particular screens. So let's now try to rotate or reflect so that you can see how it is going to change in the 2 dimensions and 3 dimensions. So if you want to reflect anything or rotate, just type ROT and you will get the option of rotate, object angle, angle point, angle axis rotation, etc. So now you know that you need at least 2 or 3 components in order to apply any command of rotation. So I have object already. I have a polygon or prism, so I can use either of them. I don't have an angle, right? If you want to rotate a particular object with specific angle, then it's fine, right? But I don't want to give you a basic information. Rather, I would encourage you to use slider again. Click on slider and here you can choose angle. While typing, alpha is difficult, so you can rename it. Let's say angle 1. So I just defined my angle 1 and it's 0 to 360 degrees with 1 degree increment. So I'm going to click OK, and now my angle is also ready. So I'm going to use this angle with any particular object. For example, this is my poly 1 and this is my prism, right? So let's rotate. I'm going to use point first, and then we can try to use axis of rotation as well. So object is my poly 1, and then angle is angle 1, and then point, let's say B. So it's going to rotate on, if you think no, I want to take origin, you can. So just type 0 and 0. So look, as you change your angle, it's gonna rotate. Look, you can see on both views, 2D and 3D. And if you think, no, this is not really interesting for me, but what I wanted to see as a rotation of my 3D object as well, don't worry, you can do this as well, rotate. So for 3D, you can definitely rotate on a point. So let's try rotate object. I think it was the prism, which I don't remember the name. So what I can do, I'm going to type again prism, and then my object was poly 1 and height, right? And my angle is angle 1, and the point, as you can consider, 0 0 0, or whichever point you want to rotate. So look, I have my 3D object also, which is rotating. Look, what you can do just to improve the view for maybe this or the other one, let's change, sorry, click on move, click on point, and go to settings, change the color or change the opacity. Right, so once you're done, you can just close it, then you can come back and you will see that now you have 2D and 3D view which are different. Yeah, now let's continue with this angle. Look, so this way you can rotate, reflect, or dilate. For enlargement, you can use the command as dilate. So please try this out and let me know in the comment section that what particular thing you wanted to do with any 2D and 3D object. Remember, it's not only that you can do with these sliders. These are commands already with you. Let's say if you wanted to, I'm just gonna hide this thing. Let's say you want to create a prism, right? So just click on this pyramid or prism, whatever you want to do, for cone, cylinder, tetrahedron, whatever, cube, or also you can see the nets of that particular object. So let's say you wanted to create a pyramid, click on it, now select the polygon, and then see, you have to adjust the height. So look, I have adjusted the height, and then I can see this. Look, the height was completely different, but we can always edit this. So here I can change the height as h. Look, so if I change the height, my pyramid is gonna work like that. And if you think you want to see the net of this particular shape, go back again to this icon and then come to the second last option, net. Now just hit anywhere on that 3D shape. Look, you have your net ready, and you will see a slider which is gonna automatically pop up so that you can actually use it to open and close. Look, so you can see on this view, yeah. So what I do generally, the original pyramid, I don't show it like this. So you just hide it, because when it is covered, it is gonna automatically create a pyramid. So you hide the original pyramid which you created, and you just show the nets of that particular thing. As we said, we can always change the sides. So look, you have a pentagonal now, and you have a square based pyramid as well. So just try it, different things. My suggestion was that to use 2D and 3D to view together, so that you can change whichever things you want to change from 2D itself, but it is going to reflect on 3D as well.